Sooner or later, life's gonna catch up to you. It's unavoidable. A certain time is gonna come and you're gonna be busy. All routines are gone. You really don't have time for your art, but you're not discouraged because you know most of the time you do have time for it. I've had a crazy 5 weeks. I've had family in town. There was an eclipse in Austin. I had to take Jeff to the vet. There's always things that are just gonna come up. The true test to whether you have a real routine is if you can get back on the horse. And let me tell you, I really struggled getting back on the horse. I didn't want to wake up early. I didn't want to exercise. But then I reminded myself, no one's asking me to do this except myself. And when you sit and think about that, you have to remind yourself why you're doing this. It's just for you. It's your own expression. If no one else is asking you to do it, there's no sense in doing a half-assed job. But now that all these distractions are out of the way, I am genuinely looking forward to having some time to write. It's been a while since I was excited to sit down in the seat and grab my pen and paper. Songwriting with Alec. I'm gonna pick up the acoustic guitar and let's jump in. Just strumming along, seeing what comes our way. There's this temptation to say something big or important. Those aren't productive or helpful thoughts. Just come in blank, whatever's coming to you. All right, we got some chord sequences that are speaking to us. Let's just do a couple rough tracks of these in, make sure we got something. All right, let's put those two ideas together, and I'm actually going to swap the order. It seems like a good jumping off point. It builds tension. Can't explain it. Maybe it's just the catchiness. That sounds like the chorus to me. Let's see if we can think of another section here. Let's go ahead and start thinking about some lyrics for this and let that inform some of our decision. Taken for granted, don't forget where you started. Losing sight of what matters to you. Just when you thought it's gone, it shows itself again. Here's your chance to be the man you'd hope you'd be. To be the man you hoped you would be. To be the man you wished you could be. It just feels a bit more desperate. Let's try that. All right, we got some good sections going. I really like these lyrics. I like this vocal melody. All right, I think that's good. Let's start writing some lyrics. No one asked me to write this song. No guarantees it'll be any good. I have no idea where we're going with this. Let's roll. Lost track of how many times I had to remind myself. Can't do it for the fame or money. We do it for ourselves. All these expectations, they won't serve you good. Don't fall prey to the likes on the page. I'm not used to working these longer shifts. I was feeling pretty burnt out at the end. I'm glad we made it to the finish line. We have something that's complete. We're going to come back the next day, review what we've done. Hopefully we still like it, and add some instruments. It's day 2. I'm going to make notes if there's any lines or melodies that don't speak to me, and we're going to try to find some better ones for it. I just want this song to be as strong as possible. So this right here. I like this first part, but I think the likes on the page is a little too on the nose. Don't let the bastards rob you your joy. Oh, I also want to add this piano for this chorus section just to help it kind of match the rest of the song and make sure my intonation is right. Taken for granted, don't forget when you All right, let's fool around on the bass a little bit. I'm going to try to deaden up the attack of this bass with a little foam block under there. Taken for granted, don't forget when you started. All right, cool. So we got a sketch of what the bass is going to sound like. Let's lay in some drums now. All right, let's start humanizing this a little bit. perfectly on the grid right now. So let's just kind of, you can see they're shifting around. And I think that adds a good amount of humanization to it. Let's think about like a synth stab noise. Starting from the initialized setting, I'm imagining sawtooth wave and maybe like a triangle is the high pitch one. And oscillator 2, that's the triangle. We're going to pitch that up an octave. Let's adjust our filter and resonance. I want this to be filter open and then kind of close. Cool. And then for that higher pitch note, let's add a little bit of vibrato to it. So the way that we're doing this is we're now sending MIDI data from the Prophet 6 to here. We're going to clean it up. And now we're going to send it back out so we can go do a little bit more sound design. Let's add a ping pong delay here. Let's close this out with a reverb. Use like a plate reverb. Let's cut out the low end. And then, I don't love that snare. Let's see if we can do something with that. Just put a filter on that. Clean up this MIDI a little bit. I'm back for day 3 of writing. In the last 2 days, I found myself having a tough time working long shifts. I've put this down over the weekend, so we have a little bit more objectivity on this. All right, let's pick up where we left off. Prophet 6 during the chorus. I'm imagining something kind of high pitch. It's going to be a single pad. Maybe it's got a little bit of wobble to it. Just a saw wave. Start with a long attack and release. And let's add oscillator 2 and let's pitch that 1 octave higher. And let's mess with the fine tuning so you can get a little bit of a drift. And we'll make one of these a square wave. Let's start adding some pulse width modulation there on that square wave. And I think we're just going to track it in like that. The filter is going to start more closed and we're going to open it as it progresses into the chorus.
Lost track of how many times I had to remind myself. Can't do it for the fame or money, we do it for ourselves. All these expectations, they won't serve you good. Don't let the bastards rob you of your joy, taken for granted. Don't forget when you started, losing sight of what matters to you. Just when you thought it's gone, it shows itself.
You know, it really didn't need that much more work. Resistance can really trick you. I was right there at the finish line. I spent less than an hour finishing this song up. But if you would ask me on Friday if I had another hour in me, I would have said absolutely not. Sometimes resistance is there to spoil the party at the finish line. Remember that.